I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has very keen.
You see what I did there, right?
Hello and welcome to the Hypertrophy Odyssey chapter 309. It is the second day of the week, aka the Special Beam Cannon workout. I am feeling pretty good. Legs are feeling very interested. But with that being said, to the main subject matter for today. Sex sells, but who's buying? Part 1. So this was going to just be a one-off, but realizing it now, I should probably talk about both parts of the statement within each other's context. Sex sells, and then, but who's buying? So tomorrow's part will be about but who's buying, and today's will be about sex sells. Now, the main reason why I wanted to talk about this is because of an episode that I did right here about one of the 7 virtues, particularly chastity, and just how difficult it is nowadays to do something like that, to be in a way to forego those sexual temptations or the temptations of the flesh, really, and how easy it is to be thrown that. And today we'll be talking about one of those things, which is sex sells and why they throw it and things like that. So that's the main reason why I wanted to talk about this, was because I just looking at it from a natural perspective, of course, even just dynamics between male and female, women will sell more of a product, generally speaking, just because they are generally, even an average looking woman will be more attractive on the grander scheme of things than a regular looking man. That's just how it is, unfortunately, when it comes to at least advertisement or even video formats or anything like that. You can just kind of see it in anything like that. Using sex to sell things is something that has been done probably since advertisements have been a thing, probably even before then. We are not going to discuss the oldest profession the oldest profession known to man, which that'll be a whole other discussion for a different day. But in this one, we're just going to look at sex and the selling of something afterwards. So, or sexual tension, I guess, is the best way to describe it. But because realistically, it's the illusion of the sex that is the selling point of whatever they want you to consume afterwards. People have been using this to no ending matter for a long time, and will still be using it for a long time, as long as social media and or the weird brains of the internet plus AI kind of know what's going on and how to control people's minds. It's going to be happening nonstop. So it is something to be wary of. But in today's episode, we'll be looking at the strategies that they use, what people do in order to infiltrate other things that they have really no interest in, but they know it's an untapped market, the ideas that come along with it, maybe give some examples of it, because I know there are a bunch of examples of it. No matter where you go, no matter what realm you are in, there is some type of person selling either themselves or something else in a sexual manner in order to get your money. So we'll talk about that and probably a few other things when we get to Mother Base.
I just started this day off with RDLs, which are pretty good. But anyways, back to the main subject matter at hand here. Sex sells, but who's buying? Part 1. Sex sells. So the main reason why I wanted to discuss this is because of the idea that happened before this, or the episode that happened before this. And of course, this is a big part of just general advertisement. The thing is, sex sells, of course, because it does. It's very lucrative. It's been going on since whenever advertisements started becoming more and more common, really. I think that most people understand that, hey, if you are willing to look at a nice face, you're more likely to buy it. I think that most people understand this inherently. This isn't necessarily just exclusive for men to buy products from women that are selling it, but the other way around. But as well, if there is an attractive person that is selling something, more likely than not, people will buy the product. I think that is very easy to see. I think that most people have understood this. Now, there has been a slight change in the climate of the people who end up doing this, thus making it so we have gotten away from it ever so slightly. But I do think that no matter what is happening, at the end of the day, sex sells will always be around no matter what. This is prevalent and evident from other things like social media, where let's say Instagram is 90% ads with women on it. I don't necessarily think it's that many with men, but it does happen, or at least in a sexual manner. I think most of the time it is there. And these sexual ads work a lot, and they can be very ingrained into the psyche of the person who's consuming it. So, for example, one of the big ones when I was younger was GoDaddy and Carl's Jr. Those were two huge milestone commercials because all they did was show hot women. That was it. Literally, GoDaddy is an entire website based off of getting domain names. I did not know that before, because what the fuck were the commercials except for just showing very hot women doing random shit? That was literally half of it. And then Carl's Jr. is a burger joint. These women never ate there, 100%. The entire idea of sex selling is the idea that basically they are selling the illusion of sex to people. And it makes total sense when you think about it in that sense. In the beginning part of this episode, I showed the Sydney Sweeney ad that recently came out, which caused a lot of controversy. But the thing is about it is that at the end of the day, they understood the assignment, aka sex sells, the idea that she's hot and we're going to sell these hot jeans in association with her. And it worked. It honestly worked. People think about it now, because now when I think of American Eagle, I think of those jeans now, even though I have absolutely zero interest in ever purchasing anything from American Eagle. But now it has worked in the sense that I have associated her, the jeans, and the brand all together at once, and hotness somewhere in there, because that's how it works. Unfortunately, they have understood how our lizard brains end up working, and they have made it so they can exploit it to the best of their ability. The illusion of the sexual nature that these things bring is very powerful. You show a sexy commercial to somebody who's never even come close to seeing anything like that, would probably blow their brains realistically, or they will become instantaneous fans of whatever the hell they're selling. So it is something that works super well. Unfortunately, to the detriment of what we know as society, because we know that people will exploit this and have exploited it. You can see this all the time. Of course, at the end of the day, when we're talking about sex selling, we're getting a product. Going back to Instagram or those types of products, 90% of the time, the advertisement that these people are selling with sex is usually some type of OnlyFans or thing like that off website, or other videos like that. They are selling what is quintessentially themselves, really, and they are using the sexual natures to do that. I mean, it isn't even just women, but men as well will sell themselves on Instagram, but they will sell themselves in a different way, in the sense that they're trying to use sexuality to garner an audience. This happens a lot with thirst traps for men, even in the fitness realm. It's weird, but it happens.
And we're back. Welcome to the workout debriefing. Exercises not filmed, none. Exercises skipped. We have one. Squats, because my hips hurt and I need to fix that. I'll figure that out some other day. But anyways, back to the main subject matter at hand. Sex sells. Basically, it does. What is it? Back to the main subject matter at hand. Sex sells. But who's buying? Part 1, aka sex sells. And yeah, I mean, realistically, it's not that hard to look. I probably made the thumbnail of this video something that would probably get clicks, because I know for a fact that it would. It's that simple. More statistically than not, I've noticed putting a woman in the thumbnail will always get me more clicks. Gee, I wonder why. But at the same time, it fucking works. And it's kind of annoying in a sense where if you are a dude, you kind of have to be weird, or you have to sell autism. Let me be frank. You have to sell autism, retardation, or something else in order to get people to come into your page. And then if you're a woman, you have to look mildly attractive, and when I mean mildly, I'm talking about a bog standard 5, and you're good to go. You can get popular. See the chopped woman epidemic girl from TikTok here, because average, you know what I mean? And that's the world we live in, where things like this will just get popular all of a sudden, and you don't have to do much. But the thing is, it works, and unfortunately, a lot of companies know that it works. That's the real kicker of it all. I'm not going to go into the consumerism aspect of this, because that's a whole other subject for a whole other day. But in the terms of just selling and trying to make it to funnel people into one thing, women work. It's very simple. I know that there has been a hard turn too much into it, to the point where we have to start questioning things. For example, why is porn free? But that's a discussion for a different day. And who are they trying to target with these things is a whole other discussion. But the fact that it works, and it works so pervasively, is something that I hope that we can get away from, even if we probably cannot, unless we have some massive change and revolt against it. We would have to be able to stop these types of practices, but unfortunately it works too fucking well. So unless something happens where we change the lizard brain in those who cannot see what they are trying to do, we're fucked, really. And that's the unfortunate thing. Unless something happens to the lizard brains, we are never going to get anywhere. And I can't even say that I'm not necessarily a lizard brain as well. I can't even mess around. Sometimes there are things that just get me. I'm like, oh my God, there's a hot lady. I must check it out. And that's it. I can't even blame others for not falling into that, because it's such a bog standard idea. Now, of course, there are levels to it. Things have to be there. Obviously, there are niches that certain qualifications kind of make it so they become even hotter in certain aspects, but that's a whole other subject. But the idea that they are funneling you in with an attractive woman, and or the idea of sex, is all across the board, and it's not very hard. I mean, take just to give you a little bit of preview for tomorrow, imagine the first Indian guy who came from India, who's never seen pornography because it's banned over there, and he fucking sees that GoDaddy commercial with the two girls basically kissing each other and shit. That would be fucking crazy in terms of dopamine rushes. Imagine just giving him a web browser with no limits. The amount of advertisements that person can be sold are fucking through the roof. Carl's Jr. probably lives through that man's heart to this day. But that's the entire point, is basically that ads are very powerful, and unfortunately, we have been fucked. They figured it out, and we are fucked. Unless something happens where we just have a massive change, we are going to have a hard time changing that. And I hope this is just more of a video for maybe just, hey, think about what you're looking at, and make sure you aren't just being sold something because a pretty little face is trying to get it to you, And we'll talk about maybe one day the pervasiveness of the OF model along with that, because that's a whole other thing. But in this sense, you're just being sold something. It doesn't even matter what it is. So it is what it is. But with that being said, tell me what you think in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions about this one. This is the first part of a two-parter. We will be talking about the who's buying part tomorrow, which I will have a lot to discuss about. That was actually the original idea for this video, but I realized I should probably make this two parts to make it a fully fledged idea. But with that being said, tell me what you think in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions about this one. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video with anybody who may or may not like it. I will be back on tomorrow with a new video. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will see you in the next one. Keep it heavy. Stay safe out there. Stay cool. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.